I want to take you guys now through some of the basics of your computer security and your login security. There's a couple of really important things that you've got to get done to make sure that you have things just taken care of so you're not going to run into any trouble with your security. The biggest risks that happen when someone doesn't take care of their basic login security for devices is devices being lost. We see phones that get left on trains, or laptops that maybe get destroyed. I mean, I ran over a laptop, I spilled a glass of wine on another one, and if you don't have your backup right, if you don't have your security right, then either someone will get access to your data or you may lose access to data. Now, Google Workspace gives us some pretty cool tools which allow us to actually lock down devices when they are lost or when they are misplaced. So if you're not yet a customer of Google Workspace, then that would be something to consider. Have a chat to our team by clicking on one of the links below. If you are in that camp, you can take Google Workspace for a test drive and check out all the features before committing to switching over. But for those broadly in the technology spectrum, I want to share some of the basics that you have to have absolutely down for making sure that you are safe and protected. First up, and this seems like a super simple one, but make sure automatic device updates are switched on. So if you're on a Mac or a PC, nowadays they tend to happen automatically, but just double check and make sure they're actually switched on automatically. This goes for your mobile phone as well. So inside the App Store, if you're on an Apple device, or the Play Store, if you're on an Android device, you can go in and actually switch on automatic device updates so that when you're home and connected to Wi-Fi, it's automatically going to update your device. It should go without saying that the security updates are absolutely critical to machines and they should be being downloaded all the time. Now, in the old days in a corporate environment, a server system or a mainframe system or Active Directory, it's called in the Microsoft world, would actually push down updates to each individual machine. Well, now we've gone through a consumerization of business technology and everyone's basically fending for themselves with their machines. And so you might want to check each of your staff machines whether or not each person actually has things like passwords set up for their devices. We'll get to that in a second. So next up, let's talk about the most basic way that you can actually protect your account, and that is using two-factor authentication. Now, this can be switched on for free inside your Google Workspace account if you're a customer of Workspace, and that's just a matter of going to your account settings and then switching on two-factor authentication to verify your logins each time you log in on a new device. Now, some people think, every time I log in or every time I open my computer, I'm going to have to re-enter a code. That's not the case. It's only every couple of weeks, or if you sign up for a new device, that you're going to have to enter the two-factor code. But let me tell you, this stops 80% of attacks and 80% of security breaches within the Google world. For customers that come to us and say, hey, I've been hacked, or I've lost data, or someone sent out spam to my whole contact database, it's always because they've not enabled two-factor authentication, so this is the best thing that you can do. Now, a little advanced tip for you, if you have a Workspace account, you can actually switch on two-factor authentication as a policy. So that means right across your whole business, everyone is enforced to switch on two-factor authentication. That is my strongest recommendation, and if you are already a concierge customer, our team should have checked that. But if you're interested in getting help with how to actually deploy that, then get in touch with our team and we'll be very happy to help. Otherwise, it's in the security settings of your admin panel within your Workspace account. Next up, let's talk about actually enforcing that your devices have passwords. I mentioned earlier that one of the biggest causes of data breaches is devices being lost. Think about a phone being left on a train or a laptop being left in a cafe without a password on there. Ensuring that you have passwords enforced on all your different machines is absolutely critical. And this also goes for staff machines as well. Now, thankfully, with Chrome devices, with any Chromebooks or Chrome boxes, they're automatically going to be using your Google password, which means it's going to be strong, it's going to be secure, and it's going to be required every time they turn on their machine. But some of the cool things that Google will do if you have an Android device is when you open your Chromebook, as long as you're within the vicinity of the device with your Bluetooth enabled, you can actually log straight into your machine. And Apple are now enabling that on Macs as well. If you have an Apple computer and an Apple phone, it will actually let you log straight into the machine, which is pretty darn groovy. But you want to enforce that there is some kind of password security set up on each one of those devices. You can do this from within Google Workspace. You can actually set up what's called mobile device management. And inside mobile device management, you can enforce that mobile users have a passcode set up on their phone. So if you're interested in setting that up, have a look for that in your admin panel. Otherwise, if you'd like some help or you're a concierge member, you can just drop a message to our team via our chat and ask to have that enforced. That's strongly recommended to make sure that things are well protected on your machines. Now, if you've got Windows computers or Mac computers and you're the business owner and you're worried about, well, how do I manage what my staff are doing? Or maybe my staff is like signing into their Gmail account on their personal computer at home, and then I've got work data potentially on a shared computer that someone else might access. Well, inside Workspace, you can enable something called device approvals. Now, with device approvals, each time a new device attempts to access a Google account, it will need to be approved by you. So that means that one of your staff can't go home, install Google Drive on their home computer, download your whole business to their home machine, and then disappear with it and potentially set up in competition to you. It also means that for those computers that don't actually have a password enforced on them to access them, that there's no risk of data being lost there. And so have a chat to our team if you're interested in getting that set up. Next up, I want to talk about protecting your intellectual property and making sure that things are set up correctly from the start. Now, you'll know that for a small business owner, when you're going through the launch and the early startup stages of business, security probably isn't top of mind for you. And planning for the future around how you're going to share things typically doesn't happen until teams get to the growth stage and they've had at least one data loss event. Well, my mission here is to avoid having a data loss event for you and making sure that we get things set up right from the start. So what I talk about when I share talking about group-based permissions and protecting your IP, what I'm talking about here is that inside your Google Drive, you're actually sharing things properly from the very start. Now, we've got lots of other videos on how to set up your Google Drive permissions. Go ahead and check out our YouTube channel if you're interested in learning more about those. But inside your Google Drive, we strongly recommend that you make use of a tool called shared drives. And so our shared drives are where we store all of our information for our business, and we share these specifically with groups of staff. We don't share them individually, we share them with groups of staff. And so if I go ahead and open up my Attract folder here, which is our marketing team, I'm going to go to members, and you can see here this has been shared with 4 groups. So contractors, that's a group of people, and I can even see who's added to that contractors group. They are contributors, which means they can put things in but not take them out. The executive team are managers. They can do anything they want in there, basically. The Attract team is our marketing team. They are content managers, which means they can add and they can remove things, but they can't change who has access to the team drive. And you can see we've got myself there added as a content manager as well. And even the whole team, the whole company who are in that Team Genius group are viewers there, so they can absolutely view everything that's included in marketing. Now, the reason we set up these group permissions like this now is we see over and over and over again people sharing from a Gmail account to another Gmail account, or from their My Drive to another Gmail account. And the risk with sharing things inside your My Drive is that anyone who places files and resources inside that folder is the owner of those files. If you're not using the shared drives feature, which is available on one of the Google Workspace business plans, then anyone else who collaborates and adds files to one of the folders in your My Drive can always have the ability to delete those files. And it happens every single week. Please do not allow this to happen to your business. I cannot sing this enough. Please, please, please make use of the shared drives feature, because then you are the owner of the files. We've seen countless times a business owner has all of their files stored inside their My Drive. They're working with a contractor, they're working with someone outside the business, and one of 2 things happen. Either someone is malicious and they decide that they're going to delete files, or you have a dispute of some sort with them and they decide that they don't like you anymore and they're going to just delete stuff and it disappears out of your Google Drive. Bang, data loss. Or number 2, and this is more likely to happen, someone is innocently cleaning up their own Google Drive. Maybe they're a contractor and they've run out of storage space. And then they go and delete stuff in their Google Drive. You don't notice, and after 30 days, it's then deleted from the rubbish bin. Poof! The data's gone. And all you notice is that when you go into your My Drive and you look up that old project for that client, or that old piece of artwork, or that old project plan, and all of a sudden it's not there anymore because you were never the owner of that file. Shared Drive solves all of that. It's absolutely mandatory. If you haven't yet got access to shared drives or used it before, you'll see here it's different to My Drive. My Drive is where I store all of my stuff. And think about that as the equivalent of your My Documents in the Google world. And then shared drives is where you store all of the company stuff. Think about that as the equivalent of your G Drive or your iDrive or whatever drive you call your company shared drive, where everyone puts things in. As soon as someone puts a file in there, bang, it's then owned by the company. So you don't have to worry anymore about the safety and the security of that file. If you've not checked out our growth roadmap, this is your way of knowing how to grow through your different stages of business and where to get technology support, how to make sure that you're working on the right priorities for the right stage of your business. If you're a launch business, you don't need to worry about building dashboards inside of Google Data Studio. You don't need to worry about deploying a CRM. You just need to make sure you get your basics right. If you're a growth company, then you need to make sure that you're getting your team all using consistent software that is going to help support your business processes as you're putting those processes into place. And for scale companies, that's the time when you start thinking about things like analytics and performance and KPIs and reducing subscription overwhelm by getting your different apps and services all consolidated into the Google ecosystem. If you'd like some help with getting your business technology strategy sorted, jump on with a consult with our team. You can jump onto the link below. Consult is absolutely free, and our team will take you through the growth roadmap to see and identify what areas we might be able to help you with, steer you in the right direction, and of course, offer our support if we think that you're a good fit to work with us. If you've not yet connected with our team, we've got some direct channels here. If you'd like to get in touch, jump onto any one of those, and our team will be very happy to help you out. If you're not yet a member of our business group, it's called G Suite and Google Workspace Community. That is a place where business owners get access to a community of other business owners working in the Google ecosystem. We also provide exclusive content, other releases there before we release them to the public, and videos specifically tailored more in depth to business owners in the Google world. If that's you, then jump on the link below, join our group, and I look forward to seeing you in there. See you later, guys. Enjoy your interview, and we'll see you in the next one.